Michelle Workman, who is a mother of two adorable little boys who greeted us at the door when we walked in, and also interior designer to Isabel A. And while we respect their privacy, certainly I will not ask you personal questions, but I would love to know, who was the first celebrity that was your client, and did you think at that point, you know what, I've arrived?
Well, the first celebrity that I gave advice to was Michelle Stafford. And what was funny about that is I didn't really get referrals from her, but someone that I had hired to do some work for her then referred me to another celebrity and that design. And Kirsty loved it and just was talking about me to everyone. And so that's kind of when I sort of felt like I arrived. But, you know, it was a slight chain before that.
And how did you get into interior design? Did you know from a young age this is what you wanted to do?
I don't think I was cognizant of it, but when I look back on how I was when I was a kid and things that I did and the interests that I had, I go, oh, well, kind of course, makes sense. I was always like fixing my room to look a certain way and taking pictures of it and sending it to my grandmother. And, you know, I was obsessed with building forts, not like actually constructing them, but like finding spaces to furnish, you know. So it was kind of, yeah.
So do you think interior design is innate, or do you think it's something that can be learned?
I think it's both. I think that there are people out there who have an innate ability to do it, but I think too it can be taught. I think that it is rather than a course of study, it's more one of immersion. So if you immerse yourself in good design, you can learn how to create that.
Because I feel like I hear the expression all the time, oh, she has a really good eye for that.
And that's true. There are people that just definitely, you know what to do and where things should go and what colors look good with what colors and what styles work together. And I mean, there's just some people just can do that.
And where did you study?
I went to a junior college in Florida.
Do you have a trademark style?
I would say that I have certain periods and styles that I definitely gravitate towards, but because my philosophy is to communicate the personalities that live within the home, it's sort of like every design is different, you know. I like this design is a very bright and, you know, youthful design to me, and I did that for my kids. You know, I did this so that they would always look back on this home as like, oh, remember that house, that first house that we lived in with that paper on the walls with the birds, and like just sort of like a storybook feel is what I wanted to create here, you know. And there certainly are touches of me, you know. I'm really big on federal, and I like to mix that with modern pieces and stuff like that, and I kind of really love French stuff too. So, you know, it's like every house has elements of me in it, but really the idea is that I'm communicating who lives there, because that's
the most important
lives
thing.
there. Yeah.
So what's the first thing you tell your client?
What's the first thing I tell my client? Well, I tell them what I think we should keep and what we should get rid of. I try and sort of sense them as a person more than anything else, and sometimes I'll even like go through their closet with them and like look at their clothes.
I need to move to New Jersey. I need her.
Not necessarily like as an organizational type of thing, but like to sort of get who they
style.
are, you know. And I'll have them tear out things out of magazines of things that they like, and generally there's a thread that I can pick up. And because some people will like really disparate things, you know, and that's okay, but you know, there's generally a thread, like, oh, they keep picking red things, or oh, they keep picking very traditional things, or you know, whatever it is. And maybe they really like traditional, but they're like always wearing really chic, fashion forward things, and so to me that's, you know, where you marry it really traditional.
Right, be more eclectic.
Yes.